On September 30, 2025, at 9:59 p.m. local time, a powerful earthquake struck the Philippines. This event, occurring at Greenwich Mean Time +8, sent shockwaves across the central part of the archipelago. The United States Geological Survey reported the earthquake's magnitude at 6.9. This classification indicates a significant and potentially destructive seismic event. Its epicenter was located off the northern coast of Cebu province, specifically near Bogo City. This proximity to populated areas heightened the immediate danger. The earthquake's depth was notably shallow, estimated between 5 to 10 kilometers. This shallow origin significantly amplified the ground shaking and subsequent surface damage. Central Visayas bore the brunt of the impact, particularly Bogo, San Remigio, Medellin, and Danbantayan. The tremors were widely felt across the entire Visayas region, and even in parts of Luzon and Mindanao. The shallow depth of the earthquake was a critical factor in its destructive power. It caused heavier ground shaking than deeper quakes of similar magnitude, leading to extensive damage. Following the main shock, hundreds of aftershocks were recorded. Dozens of these aftershocks registered magnitudes of 5.0 or higher, adding to the instability. These continuous aftershocks posed an ongoing danger to residents and complicated rescue operations. They further destabilized already compromised structures, increasing the risk of collapse. A brief tsunami warning was issued for neighboring coastal areas, including Cebu, Leyte, and Biliran. This alert prompted immediate concern among coastal communities. Fortunately, the warning was later lifted after no unusual wave activity was detected. This provided a measure of relief amidst the unfolding crisis. Infrastructure suffered widespread damage across the affected regions. Bridges, power lines, roads, historic buildings, and countless homes were severely impacted. Tragically, landslides and structural failures contributed significantly to the rising death toll. These secondary hazards proved to be particularly deadly. The human cost of the earthquake has been devastating. At least 72 confirmed fatalities have been reported as of the latest count. In addition to the deaths, 294 people sustained injuries, many of them serious. Medical facilities quickly became overwhelmed by the influx of casualties. Many fatalities occurred in Bogo City and San Remigio, the areas closest to the epicenter. Collapsing structures and landslides were the primary causes of these tragic losses. Among the heartbreaking stories is that of a 17-year-old girl who died shielding her family. Her selfless act occurred during a devastating landslide, saving her loved ones. The earthquake has affected an estimated 170,000 people across the region. This vast number underscores the widespread impact on communities. Thousands have been displaced from their homes, now requiring urgent relief and temporary shelter. The need for humanitarian assistance is immense. The cultural and historical heritage of the region also suffered greatly. Century-old churches, historic landmarks, schools, and hospitals were damaged or destroyed. Utility disruptions added to the crisis, with power outages impacting hundreds of thousands of consumers. Darkness enveloped many areas, hindering initial response efforts. Furthermore, many towns lost essential communications and water supply. This isolation complicated coordination and access to vital resources. The Philippines' geographic location makes it inherently prone to seismic activity. The archipelago lies squarely on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a zone of intense tectonic movement. Initial geological assessments indicate the quake originated on a previously quiet or undetected offshore fault line. This unexpected origin highlights the complex seismic landscape of the region. Several contributing factors amplified the vulnerability of the affected areas. These include the shallow depth of the quake, its nighttime occurrence, and recent severe storms. The earthquake struck when most people were indoors or asleep, increasing the risk of casualties from collapsing structures. The element of surprise was profound. Recent storms had already weakened slopes and infrastructure in the region. This pre-existing vulnerability significantly increased the potential for damage and landslides. In the immediate aftermath, search and rescue operations were swiftly launched. Teams from the military, police, and local volunteers deployed with heavy equipment. Their urgent mission was to locate survivors trapped under rubble and in landslide-affected areas. Every minute was critical in these life-saving efforts. Hospitals in the affected areas were quickly overwhelmed by the sheer number of injured. Makeshift tents were erected, and patients were transferred to less impacted facilities. The national government has pledged comprehensive support for the affected communities. President Marcos Jr. personally assured financial aid and assistance for recovery. Local governments in the hardest-hit areas have declared a state of calamity. This declaration facilitates faster access to emergency funds and streamlines aid distribution. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay informed on the situation in the Philippines.